Hi, Chef Robert here for Mushrooms in Schools. I love serving mushrooms in school meals. There are so many applications for both fresh and cooked mushrooms across all areas of your menu. From self-service bars to the grill, main serving line, and even breakfast. In this video, I'm going to go over some of my favorite ways to serve fresh mushrooms to your students. Some of the recipes I cover may be familiar, but I hope that this will spark some ideas for new ways to feature mushrooms on your menu. When serving fresh mushrooms, most often you'll be working with white mushrooms, also sometimes referred to as champignons and cultivated mushrooms. This mushroom is probably the mildest tasting, and 90% of the mushrooms used in schools are of this variety. It has a lot less intense flavor than the more exotic mushrooms, which can make it appealing to our younger customers, some of whom may be trying mushrooms for the first time in your cafe. Because of this mild flavor, these mushrooms are ideal for eating raw, though they can also be cooked. Brown or cremini mushrooms are also a good variety to use for no-cook recipes. Since we'll be serving these mushrooms in their fresh form, quality is a key. In the previous video, I talked about what to look for when receiving fresh mushroom deliveries. You want mushrooms that are firm, plump, and with a dry feel. They shouldn't be dried out or shriveled and should be light in color. Watch out for dark or shiny appearance. If you do encounter mushrooms that are less than ideal for quality, you should contact your produce distributor to remedy the issue. If it's just a few mushrooms, you may want to set those aside and use them in cooked dishes, which we'll cover in a later video. Of course, it's great if you can serve your fresh mushrooms the same day or the next day after delivery, but we know that with only 1 or 2 fresh produce deliveries a week, this isn't always practical. So take extra care when storing these mushrooms. Refrigerate them immediately in their original packaging, allow for good ventilation, keep them dry, don't stack other produce on top of them, and store them away from odor-producing ingredients like garlic and onions. Clean them just prior to service with a light rinse under cool water. Never soak them or store them wet. Moisture is the enemy of mushrooms and will decrease the quality very quickly. Once you've ensured all of this, it's time to make your mushrooms shine on the serving line. In addition to being nutritional powerhouses, mushrooms add eye appeal, flavor, and texture to your dishes. They're also a great addition to vegan and vegetarian recipes because they can provide students with a hearty, meat-like texture. I've had great success offering mushrooms in this way. Students really enjoy sliced mushrooms in the grab-and-go options, and I still remember the time when a student was so impressed that we had real mushrooms on our pizza. Showcasing quality ingredients like mushrooms can really make your menus stand out. So how do we go about doing that? Here are a few ideas. Sliced fresh mushrooms, as I mentioned, an easy way to feature fresh mushrooms is to add them as a vegetable side on the grab-and-go menus, as a fresh topping on salad bars, or sliced for other build-your-own bars like a ramen. Coppell ISD in Texas serves their fresh mushrooms on their ramen bar. This on-trend concept allows students to customize their lunch and enjoy authentic Asian flavors. Students pick up a cup of soba noodles. Others have a mixture of chicken and noodles, fresh toppings including chopped spinach, shredded carrots, sliced mushrooms, and diced green onions. Sliced hard-boiled eggs make an excellent topping for vegetarians, and students finish off their ramen cups with either vegetarian or chicken broth. And the options to drizzle their noodles with a spicy sriracha or savory soy sauce. The kids at Coppell love this ramen bar. When determining how much to prepare, utilize your recipes and the food buying guide to help you out. 1 pound of fresh mushrooms yields about 4 2/3 cups of sliced, ready-to-eat mushrooms. Another really great way to offer fresh mushrooms in a flavorful way is to serve them in a marinated salad. While carrot sticks, garden salads, and broccoli florets are all great menu offerings, I'm sure you've all been challenged to come up with new recipes to fulfill your vegetable requirement, but are easy to prepare and serve on the serving line. Marinated salads are a great way to add variety to your vegetable offerings, and they can be prepared in advance, pre-portioned, making service a snap. Here's one example. This shaved mushroom salad can be prepared using common ingredients and prepped the day before or the morning of. You can also use a pre-made Italian dressing if you don't have time to make the dressing from scratch, like for our Italian mushroom salad. Just mix everything together and refrigerate for a few hours, or overnight is even better. Prep in the afternoon and serve the next day. For a different taste, try your Asian dressing, like a sesame dressing or other available on-trend dressing. An Asian slaw with broccoli slaw, fresh mushrooms, and snow peas will be a great addition too. Mushrooms are a good addition to prepared salads like chef and Cobb salads, chilled grain bowls, or mixed with pasta and other fresh veggies for an easy pasta salad like this antipasta salad, utilizing a mix of USDA foods and fresh vegetables. Basically, any dish that calls for fresh vegetables is also a great pick for fresh mushrooms. The more ways you can introduce students to the flavors and textures of mushrooms, the more familiar they become with this delicious ingredient. So there you have it. If you thought fresh mushrooms only belong on the salad bar, I hope I was able to change your mind. Thanks for watching.